Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed colleagues from the media. A very big day that you have been waiting for, and the moment is now. Just my apologies. Today was an extraordinary session of the Politburo. So there were no opening remarks from His Excellency the President. So, but after a lengthy day of robust discussions, the spokesperson here, Comrade Mutsvangwa, of course, as earlier on highlighted, one at a time, will give you a special briefing or outcome of today's processes. Otherwise, without wasting any time, it's over to you, Comrade spokesperson, to engage our colleagues from the media. Over to you.
Thank you, comrades of the Fourth Estate, female and male. Yes, we have been waiting for a very long time. I thought by this time all of you would have deserted post. But you are here. It's a reflection of how you take seriously what our party does. So we are humbled by the fact that you could outlast a whole day of hunger and thirst to be in this position where you can get at least satiate your thirst and for food by some good news. And the good news is coming from ZANU PF. Of course, I've arranged that so you get some 2-piece chicken and one drink, courtesy of myself, because Munenzara, Mgazoenda kumpamsat manyora mastori and you can't meet your deadlines. So you have no excuse not to meet your editor's deadline. So we had a long meeting, started very early in the morning, and it was an extraordinary session of the Politburo dedicated to one issue. And the issue was the final approval of the candidates coming from the various provinces, from the various districts, and from the various polling stations of who will be selected to contest as primary election candidates for ZANU PF. The documents are thick, I can show you. So for those who doubt that we take our work seriously, these are the names. 1 province, 2 province, 3 I want to open the pages so you can see that I'm not just sifting through sheets of paper. 4 provinces, all this until 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think that, and 10, you can see. These are the names which came from our membership. The list was very long because we had a self-verification and self-building exercise which is still continuing, leading to the primaries. And out of this came registers of the membership who will be the voters of this primary election. By making sure that we take democracy to the grassroots level, it created a momentum of its own, a lot of enthusiasm from our membership. But it also excited those who wanted to be candidates because they felt that this system was going to be fair. So the number of candidates were huge for each post, clearly indicating that internal democracy within ZANU PF is palpable and vibrant. I want to repeat, it's palpable, you can touch it, and it's vibrant, it's energetic. The president has so energized this party that many people want and volunteered to be candidates in the primary elections. So the names were considered by the Provincial Elections Directorate. Then they came to the political commissar. We did our vetting of the candidates through the normal process of the party, including rechecking with provinces and also clearing with our security department. There was nothing ideological about the recommendations from the security department. The president says he will leave no one behind and will take everybody on board. As long as you have expressed that you love ZANU PF, your name was included. It could not be dropped at provincial level. Nobody at provincial level had power to remove a name. They all came here. And the security department, its only criteria was, is there a criminal record of a candidate, which may then make you be disqualified by ZEC once you have been submitted as a registered candidate in the national elections. Otherwise, the general criteria was that all names should go through. So you will be very happy that those who have been left out are very few. By and large, I think 99.9% of all the aspiring candidates found their way to the register. And it did not matter whom you were contesting. When it comes to primary elections in the party, rank does not matter. We are all equal because for the voter, it's a question of do you like a person or you don't like a person.
Yes.
Do you think you will satisfy what you want or you will not meet the criteria of whom should be your representative? So we were very careful, and this is the mantra from the president, leave no one behind, leave no place behind. It is permeating even through our selection of candidates. So you will be glad that we did not remove candidates for frivolous reasons. Even if Mutsvangwa had a quarrel with you over a beer pot and is now a senior, you could not be disqualified for that reason. Mutsvangwa will still face the same competition from you because beer pot quarrels were not part of the criteria for the vetting of candidates. I'm saying there were no frivolous reasons for removal of candidates. All of them were taken seriously. And this is democracy at work and democracy permeating right to the grassroots level of the party. So we want to congratulate, and the president went out of his way to congratulate all those who have been selected to be eligible to be candidates. And by the spirit of inclusiveness, rather than arbitrary exclusiveness, we are very confident that the outcome of the elections will be respected by all the membership. So there's not likely to be post-election rancor among the membership because the elections will be transparent. We have even gone further that the polling station, although they will be held at district level in approximate to the new delimitation boundaries of ZEC, just to make sure that everybody is comfortable with even the civil service administration of our party elections. I mean, I'm talking of the party civil service. We are making sure that those teams which were responsible for self-verification and self-registration in aiding the membership of the party in their different districts and branches, etc., they will not be supervising or presiding over the elections where they were working on. They are going to be redeployed to other districts within the same province, so that there is not only fairness, but there is appearance of fairness. You touch fairness. That's what we are doing. I'm putting this to you so that you fully understand the grasp of which our president and his party have about making sure that democracy works within ZANU PF. That's why we scoff at anybody else from elsewhere who think they can teach us about democracy, because it is within the DNA of ZANU PF. You couldn't fight a war and win a people's war without the national consensus coalescing around the cause of national liberation. You couldn't survive sanctions without a population fully understanding the risk it was taking by supporting the ruling party. Yes. This comes out of a consensus, coming out of identification with a party, because to us, we never feel that ZANU PF has got a right to rule. We fight to make sure that we resonate with the electorate so that we rule by consent, not by history, not by strictures, not by reputation of past glory, but by the prospects of a better life for Zimbabweans, which we can deliver. So this has energized the party. This is the hallmark of President Mnangagwa and his Second Republic. So these elections are real a dress rehearsal of the national elections. We are already at 4.5 million voters, and as many as 80, more than 80,000 cells of the party verified with the Ritupa and telephone numbers. Now, this registration reflects actually what ZEC is doing. It's not something which is abracadabra coming out of our heads. No, it's coming from people on the ground. So we have a total of, where's the full number? We have a total of more than 85,000 cells. In fact, to be safe, we have 87,000 cells. And these approximately 4.5 million voters registered. So we say it's a dress rehearsal of the national election. If people are going to vote when the president announces the day of the elections, and he has said he will give us the date soon through the political commissar, you can be assured that 4.5 million people are going to vote within the ZANU PF elections. So if you extrapolate about the national harmonized elections, you can have an inkling. This is much better than the brainless poll, which is coming from Anglo-American. It is much better than other polls which are influenced by BT out of his own head with his detractors and their friends. This is scientific. It is not coming from Facebook. This is not a Gallup poll from Facebook or from Instagram or from Twitter or from TikTok. Well, TikTok, I mean, I don't know whether they also do Gallup polls. It's not from that. It's actually of people who have been visited, a telephone number taken, and a registration number taken. This is where we're going for. These are the Gallup polls. I know I've read the electronic media. They are probably included no more than 250,000 Zimbabweans on Instagram, Twitter, and the others. Maybe Facebook may have another 800,000, maybe. So if you take your Gallup poll from those institutions, from social media, you can always feel your chest, because some of them are mere algorithms. They are not people. You know, they put algorithms and addresses are fake. These are real people you can touch. So maybe if you do it on Facebook, it means you want to impress somebody in America who reads Facebook. So you are dishing out your lie, and then it rebounds on you, garbage in, garbage out, and you start believing your lie. And you can then write the strange headlines which came from Newsday or the Standard yesterday, saying that there is a rebound of, the president, ZANU PF is in throes, and there is bad blood, and the elections have been postponed because of a rebound among the factions. Nothing like that. All the discussions of the day were of the ZANU PF family. I always try to emphasize, you can never sow any more discord between vice president and the president, another vice president, the president, or the national chairperson, the president, or for that matter, we come as young people from a common tradition. We worked together. We grew up together as young people, addressing the most serious challenge of this country. We bonded. We know the history of each other. So those who think that they can sow division, if Smith's War could not sow division about us, then the peace of the sovereign Republic of Zimbabwe cannot dissolve this because the challenge is much easier. So there is none of that headline which came out. The election date will be announced. The candidates I have shown you, there was none on a factional basis. In fact, all the people who had gone out of the party have been, to a large extent, in fact, all of them included, because it's a big basket. It's about votes. Votes have no faction. Votes, you have only a membership, a citizen. You understand? So we are not worried about comments which come from dream merchants. Those are dream merchants. They have nothing to do with reality on the ground. They have no substance in fact or fiction, what they are saying. It's just madness from the part of the Standard. Nothing like that. A cohesive, well-run meeting lasted early in the morning to where you are right now, and it brought out these candidates. So those are my... We went through each name. Can you imagine? Each name was called out. All these names which are here, each name was called out, and the full political were to debate on that particular name. Hakuna zvekabisira kuti president vanotaura kuti wangu ndiningi, vice president wangu ndiningi. Ayo, it was open field discussion about the candidates. And each party district shall have a polling station in line with the ZEC. We are corresponding to the ZEC delimitation. We are going to conduct these elections peacefully. You may want to know that a prominent party member from Epworth who had an altercation with the ZEC has actually been disqualified for that reason. So when the president says no violence, he is not talking about inter-party violence alone. He is also even talking about intra-party violence and violence, no disrespect of government institutions which are discharging their role like ZEC. So we have a prominent party member, senior leader from Epworth, who has been dismissed, removed from the list. Doesn't matter his popularity, but the president wanted to draw the line. This election will not be violent against anybody, whether it be against the political opposition, or whether it would be within the party, or whether it be challenging government institutions going about their work. You will not be tolerated by our president, by ZANU PF. So if this serves as an example, we do hope that this lead by our president will also be reflected by the other parties which are prone to try to organize uprisings. And then when their leaders get arrested for trying to get uprisings, they want to turn it into a joke. No, we will not allow that. You know, I'm talking of the Job Sakaras of this world. We will not even tolerate the pretense of violence from anybody. Yes. Yeah. Okay. The posts which will be contested, they are the National Assembly seats, the Senate, the Women's Quota, the Youth Quota, and the local councils. All these are being contested on the basis of candidates submitted at grassroots level. And these candidates have been returned to the grassroots level as the new approved candidates, contestants for the upcoming elections. This is for all the 10 provinces. They have submitted these candidates. And to show that we are serious about diligence and efficiency during the elections, the political commissar is going to have a one-day workshop of all the presiding officers so that they understand the processes of voting, so that they will be there to serve the membership as voters on that particular day in as manner as uniform as can be. We have more than 17 million voter slips created, printed for this occasion. It means we are taking this job very, very seriously. And when I say it is a mimic of the national elections, don't take it lightly. There will be 30,000 ballot boxes which we have already secured from a major paper company in the country. And now we are busy working with the logistics, because after having gone all through this process of printing, we must make sure that the materials get to the voters on time. We want efficiency. So we are reading from the copybook of ZEC. We want to make sure that our people, when they go to the voting on the National Harmonized Day, they will be remembering what they did a few months earlier on when they were choosing national candidates. This is a far cry from the other party, where candidates are being said we have a new way of electing candidates, Tama citizen committees, which have no structures, which exist only in the head of the leader of the party and his acolytes. Even the countries which sponsor CCC, they don't organize their party the way CCC does in Zimbabwe. So probably it's a ghost organization. And if we see by the number of registered voters we are getting, and we don't see them on the ground as we move around, now they are saying they are not seen on the ground because they are moving at night. That's what they are saying. It's since we move during the day. That's why we're this meeting during the day. We are ticking each box of the electoral processes within Zimbabwe and within our party. We are ticking each box, every one of them, step by step, in a transparent manner, and giving back to you, the press, to go and report to the national audience, but also to the international audience. We have no quarrel with anybody else who wants to exercise his right to democracy in this country, because we fought for it. It is the right of the people of Zimbabwe. We have no quarrel with other parties following what you are doing and coming to you to be accountable for what they are doing, like President Mnangagwa does. I'm his echo chamber about what has been going on throughout the whole day. You are free to ask me about what has been going on in any way or manner. But what I can assure you is that our democratic processes are transparent, because we never take it lightly that the people of Zimbabwe put an X on a candidate of each name. The vote of a person is the most difficult thing to win. You don't win it lightly. So we are putting all stops to make sure that we convince the voter that we do deserve to be voted into power by you. That's what we have been preoccupied with the whole day.
Thank you very much, Comrade spokesperson, for that very brief and elaborate delivery. This opportunity is now given to you, our colleagues from the press, to engage the spokesperson, but what I can also assure you is that you'll get a full list which will be issued by the spokesperson, of course, pursuant to one or two housekeeping issues about them. The list will be released to the media and you'll all access it at the right time. So don't worry about it, but now you can engage the spokesperson if you do have any other pending issues about what he has said and what he has not said and what you have heard about us as a party. Over to you, colleagues. Yes, Anna.
Oh, yeah, it's public. Yeah, I have them, I because it was so late, but we have to, that's why I'm saying the names will be published. Yes, and those who have been disqualified, it will be public in the domain. Because remember, this information shall be sent back to the provinces, so that the provinces know who are candidates and who are not. So you can't hide it. We have, but what I can assure you is that 99% probable 0.9 made it through.
Yes.
Unless there's a criminal record or some other issue of public opprobrium, which then makes you besmirch the name of the party. Like in this instance, I don't know, there may not be a criminal record yet about the person, Comrade Damson, because the criminal record is a decision of the courts. So we cannot be seen to be prejudicing the judicial system. But out of our consideration of the moral conduct of the party, we are going to that extra mile to show to the public and to show to the membership of the party and to show to the international community that not an iota of violence will be tolerated by the party. And when the president makes such a move against Damson, prominent PC in Epworth, Harare province, when such action is taken, even when we know that he's a hard worker, even when we know that he has a lot of following, we said no, the name of the party is more important than the following which he may have. And being a good cadre, we expect that he will abide by the decision. This is not the last election. He will improve on his conduct and be more careful in the future. He's still young, he's a long way to go. So we want a properly run party. No violence, please. That's what the president is saying. No violence.
Yeah, very much so. Any other question from
Yeah.
our colleagues from the media?
Because
Come again? No,
there's an issue. Because of the manipulation of the cybersphere. And I have to remember I talked to you about algorithms. We are trying to, as much as possible, be mechanical about the voting processes. After all, the person who jealously wants to guard the integrity of the vote is the candidate. So the V11 must be at the polling booth. The candidate must know and count the number of voters who have done physically. So if you have got an ability of going throughout all the polling stations and counting and asking the candidates the outcome, you would know how many people have voted and who has won. So the verification of the outcome is at the polling booth. We are want to be mechanical. We are not going to use the cybersphere as a way to communicate the outcome of our elections because we are not a cyber power at the level of other countries. So, and we want people to own the vote. And the only way to own the vote is to touch it. What is in the ether, in the ethereal atmosphere of bits and bytes is not something which can be touched on by a voter. So we want integrity, and the integrity must be palpable, like I said. So we will try as much as possible to simplify the process and make them mechanical so that the totality of the candidates are the custodians of the integrity of the vote. I don't know whether you understand my point. At the candidate level, at the polling booth level, that's where the integrity of the vote shall be validated. Not some machines or not some communication done to Harare. Harare will be there to give a composite picture. But the result of an outcome must be validated at the point of polling. It's this, again, idea that people must own their democracy. Don't take it away from them. On your behalf, then I'll give you back what you have thought because I think better for you as an individual than you as a diverse collective. No. Let the diverse collective be the one which says, Takamira so, not some centralized position where decisions could come from anywhere else other than the people who will be voting on the day of national vote. We also, the president also highlighted that there's a lot of effort to attack Zimbabwe, to make us feel like atina kukwana, to make us feel that other people's wars are our wars, to make us feel that the administration of our minerals should be done by legislatures of other countries as if it's atina kukwana. We are fully self-actualized as a country. So the president emphasized that point, that take pride in who you are. Don't be swayed by nefarious and tendentious comments which may come from certain quarters who feel sanctimonious about their role in teaching Zimbabweans who should they be and who they should be, what they should be. No, we don't tolerate that. We are there for a crystal clear Zimbabwean identity, born from this country, bred in this country, and assuring the future of this country. As an original Pan-African country, we brook no tracking to bullyism, to hegemony or strictures from other countries. We are masters of our own destiny, fully actualized as Zimbabweans. Atisi half, takakwana, tizere.
Very emphatic there. We don't take instructions from anyone. We are not babysitted by anyone else.
Like I indicated, there are one or two gray areas where we want to verify, some information. When did you come back to the party? Have you discharged your qualifications for certain candidates? Were you a war veteran, as has been claimed? Has the choice been the women's quota been properly done? Is it women alone who are going to be candidates? All those things these are hygienic issues. They are being cleansed. Some of them will be done by the president himself. The others we will done with the consultation of the Politburo, the Presidium. We will not sit again as a Politburo because the job has been done. This is the final. These are, like I said, these are hygienic factors of rectification. There are no fundamental issues which would arrest the process. So he says that within the shortest possible period of time, he's coming with the date of the elections, and I'm sure my colleague, the National Political Commissar, who is the Chief Elections Director, will announce that date. I don't want to take thunder out of my colleagues' jobs. So, but the president is seized with the matter very much, and is trying to compress as much as possible the time it shall take to make the decision as to when primaries will be held. I bet within the next 48 hours, we probably will have a position. That's what I can hazard. But please don't hold me to it, because I'm not the one who makes the decision.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Comrade Spokesperson, for that. Otherwise, it's a good night for today, as I live for Buera once.
I got to congratulate. There are two candidates here in front of you. This one is a National Assembly candidate for Buera. And this one is a senatorial candidate for Mondoro Mbaira. Senatorial. So,
wishing you the best.
So you see, he can also qualify for the elections, and he is qualifying to be voted, not to qualify to say he's in. He has to go again to campaign.
Yeah.
So he's going from here. He's leaving to go and campaign. From here, I'm leaving to go and campaign.
2023.